Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is your winter weather update for Columbus, Ohio. We're expecting snow and cold, very, very cold wind chills, wind gusts, as well as 2 to 4 inches of snow. It's going to be crazy, as we can see here. Here's the forecast with impacts through Monday. As we can see, travel will be decent Thursday. Really, the only concern is rain. And that'll transition to snow, but that transition time depends on how warm it gets on Thursday. By Friday, it'll be mostly snow. That snow will be blowing due to strong winds. Those winds will be perhaps gusting to 50 miles an hour or more, and that'll cause blowing snow as well as very, very cold wind chills. Perhaps in the single digits, we're going to go from the 30s or 20s down to the single digits within a couple few hours. It's going to get cold real fast. Most wind chills throughout the day will be below negative 15. By Saturday, we'll still have blowing snow due to those gusty winds. Maybe a couple flurries, actually, in additional accumulation. But the morning temperature will be in low single digits. We'll have wind chills near negative 20. For Christmas Day, we're looking at the winds continuing to die down, as well as low single digits. That should keep the snow on the ground for Christmas, thus resulting in a white Christmas. Wind chills near negative 15. And the day after Christmas, we are still looking at cold wind chills. We could have a winter weather alert here any second now if they intend to issue a watch. If not, we're going to have to wait till tomorrow to get the winter weather advisory or the blizzard warning. Again, blizzard warnings, all three conditions have to be met. It has to have winds of greater than 35 miles an hour, blowing snow, and visibility less than 3/4 of a mile, and those conditions must persist for at least 3 hours. We will have blowing snow. We will have low visibility. Will we quite reach sustained winds of 35 miles an hour? Maybe not. Nonetheless, a winter weather advisory is guaranteed at the bare minimum for us here in Columbus. The NAM model showing, and that's actually the Kuchera ratio, not the 10-to-1 ratio, showing about 2 to 4 inches in the Columbus metro area, perhaps more to the north of the city, through Friday evening. And so we'll continue to monitor how these trends work as we get these higher resolutions models, such as the NAM, which means we can more pinpoint who's going to get the worst. Wind chill watches and warnings are possible here shortly as well. Expect another day or so until we would get a watch. If those wind chills are expected to dip below negative 25, regardless, we will be well below negative 10 degrees. We will at least get a wind chill advisory, as we can see here from the European high resolution model. Those wind chills will probably be around negative 20 in the city. Outside the city, in the suburbs, we're going to be looking at the mid negative 20s. It will be very chilly on throughout the day, really. And just to put that into perspective, here is a look at kind of where those temperatures are. That negative 10 is the criteria for a winter weather advisory, and we see that begins Friday morning and continues all the way through Sunday morning, lasting over 48 hours worth of wind chills below negative 10 degrees. So it's going to be chilly. That's one thing. And two, we have blowing snow on top of it. We have a period where we could be below negative 20 for perhaps over 12 hours. So it's going to get cold. So extreme impacts due to that blowing snow and low wind chills. Major impacts continue so long as we remain with wind chills below negative 10, which I fully think that we will. And so that'll cause quite the trouble throughout the day. Friday, especially Friday evening, Saturday, especially Saturday morning, and even into Christmas Day itself, Christmas morning. So again, it's going to be busy. It's going to be not ideal for travel. If you need to travel in the Midwest, today and tomorrow are kind of your last days. Before you need to hunker down for a solid 3-4 days. You don't have to, but it would be nicer to hunker down than have to fight either extreme cold or blowing snow to get to wherever you want to go. It's not going to be something you want to travel in. You don't want to travel in blowing snow. you don't want to travel when the wind chills are -10 or below. That's just insane. It's super cold, and the storm severity index has increased for almost all of the hazards from the Weather Prediction Center, now expecting a 70% chance of at least minor impacts, which is generally winter weather advisory criteria. About a 40% chance of winter weather advisory amounts of snow and a 30% chance of blowing snow. That's really the kind of unusual concern that we need to focus on with this, is not necessarily the amount of snow, but that blowing snow. The rain beforehand is half an inch. That's going to freeze, the so-called flash freeze, when we drop in temperatures from 30 to the single digits like that. All that rain that fell throughout the day, or will fall throughout the day on Thursday, will immediately freeze Friday, and snow will fall on top of that. It's going to be extremely dangerous, regardless of how much snow we actually get. Again, blowing snow also going to be a concern, and there is a decent chance of a winter storm warning throughout much of the Great Lakes regions, the Midwest already under winter storm watches, as well as wind chill watches. And really those wind chill watches now extend into southern Texas, places like Alabama and Atlanta, Georgia. And again, as I mentioned, they will make their way towards us here in Columbus as well. So again, we'll have advisory criteria all day Friday in terms of snow, and wind chill advisory criteria all day on Saturday, as well as into Christmas morning. The extent and severity of that is still up in the air, and we'll have more information as that comes out. That's all for now. Chris Sixton and for their Catholic Media.